and I hope we will enjoy the story of different museums, and as well we'll ask something for our future, for our museums to do together.
Okay, so good morning. My name is Inns Berziņš, and you're welcome. It's nice to see you, all of you, over here in Latvia and Riga Motor Museum. First of all, we have to think what is the time frame, how long we can spend or invest in this, when we have to finish, and I think you have some future plans when you go further. So it's 1 hour, it's quarter to. Hour is fine. Yeah, that's good. So yeah, let's go. I'll try to be fast. However, it's my pleasure to see you, all of you here. I'm going to tell about technologies. Quite boring topic. All those black boxes, computers, and other systems that usually doesn't work and gives us troubles and other things. I'm in the technology world from the year 2000. So within those 20 years, I've been involved in many projects, starting from the stage design and museums and banks, offices, etc., etc. So I'm really happy that I know just a little bit about many systems. And within technologies, I'm going to stop in the frame about sound, light, video, and computer things. Technologies also might be air conditioning and something other, but let's stay in this frame. However. Last 10 years I've been involved in design, also in design stage, designing many museums, and I'm really happy. And it's, I would say, one of my most favorite museum is Riga Motor Museum. This is what you've seen today, and I hope you really like this, what you saw, this is something unique we together developed and then we created. However, I really want and would like to ask that this it's not like a presentation or only my speech. I'm giving you a lot of examples, a lot of showcases, and from the Riga Motor Museum as well, from the others. But I really want to hear from you your whatever questions, opinions on something that at the end of the day, when you leave, that you bring everything and you have answered those questions, why you are coming, why you came here. And not only because I can talk about the technology as it is, I can talk about technologies integration, I can talk together technologies with the content, I can talk about technologies within some furnitures and something like this. So you could really, that it's like a real and live discussion, collaboration, and you are really welcome to ask questions, whatever you see, or interrupt me anytime. I would rather to have some like a live conversation between me and you. Okay, yeah. So then I would like to start. Actually, I'm going to talk about 4 museums. One of this is Riga Motor Museum. Tell a couple of words. What you saw today? What are your first impressions, feelings? Did you like what you?
I was impressed.
Okay.
It's so cool. I was kind of hoping doing a race between us in the yard.
Oh.
Yeah. So it would have been nice to try the cars. I do understand that we are in the museum.
All right.
It's cool. You have done, all of you have done really great job.
Yes. Impression, and would like to try the cars. That's actually, it could be organized, it's managed because it's a live track next to the Motor Museum. And actually, the Motor Museum, they do the live events, and it's quite hard, but you can try both Formula, Audi, or some sport cars. And by the way, if you saw the pit wall, we call this pit wall, that was the gaming with the monitors, with the headsets, that you saw some monitors and you can play the buttons with all those races. Actually, that was filmed real in this track. There was those cars were driving, they were real racing drivers with the competition. It was simulated competition, however, without the crashes, unfortunately. But it was filmed like a real competition, and we made a movie about this. Right? cars and impressions. Something else what you liked?
I don't know anything about cars, but I thought I'd really enjoy this museum. It was interesting even for me. So I sent a photo to my husband. I want to go here someday. So yeah, very impressive.
Yes, thank you. Because when we created this, we discovered and we kept in mind the audience is very important in museums, and you can imagine in whatever museums, audience it means child and older generation. Men's love cars and motors and something, women loves other things. So we took this in mind and created this exhibition, keeping in mind that child will go and be play with some things, how to explain those complicated things, and how to talk about design, because the car is quite complex thing and consists of many things inside. So yeah. That was one of things that we kept in mind, because this is the interesting point when topic is technologies, but however technology in my mind is just like a pencil in your hands. It's just a tool. It helps you something either to create or to solve the problem or something. Technology, computer, projector, screen, whatever. It's not like a prime. Prime. It's either the car, exhibition, tool. Building or itself, and together with the technologies we help show, hear, record or do those functions that it's sometimes impossible. I've told yesterday, yes, with whom we met, my example that on the one hand I'm technology person, on the other hand human voice, human being, or those buildings, this is something unique. Sometimes if I would have to hear that the human singing just without any microphones only here for me for the stream and records, but to hear the human's voice without any speakers, without any loudspeakers and microphones, this is something. This is my passion. I love to hear, but sometimes, it's not possible, and we have to amplify this. Anything else? Any other something that you didn't like? Something in the museums? Because, what I hear from Yvette, I also want to discuss with you and think about topics present, past, and the future. So present, currently we are here in Riga Motor Museums. It's already 3 years. Yes, we celebrated 3 years of this museum. Let's say it's a present. So then we have a past, some other things, and about what to do with the future. So maybe something you didn't like, you want to be improved, you saw, I don't know, mistakes or something, because I believe that you all work in the museums and you think about those things, what to improve, what people like, what people doesn't, and maybe give me something that me and together to the museum that could be improved, or what you thought. I know this is,
I didn't find any translation down in the cellar for the wrapped cars. I didn't find any English information. Maybe I didn't see it, so we just passed through very quickly. But I looked quickly to find English. But I didn't. That's the only thing I was.
Yeah, and I guess you know that the language is quite complicated thing in the museums. We have a natural speech, then how you both know in Sweden if I'm correct, you're spoken 2 languages, 2 official, yes? Whatever. Whatever. So many languages around. So how to choose? Just the English? Why? Just the German or some neighbors? So we have done within Latvian museums, you mostly see 5 languages. I would say the 2, Latvian, Russian, and English, is a prime. Then we try to incorporate Estonian and Lithuanian.
In our museum
Yes,
too,
but why not in Sweden?
Estonian and Lithuanian language.
Yes,
It's our neighbors and a lot of guests from these countries.
Yeah, but again, question: why not in Finnish? Why not in other languages? And again, any videos, any movies, any materials. Yes, the touchscreens or something we can change. We can pre-program that you can select the language. What about the live movies? Some titles. So the title's in the 2 rows. So yeah, it's for every museum. It's quite complicated topic how to deal with the languages in those technologies in the media. So this is something we all have to keep in mind. All right, let me tell you something. Yeah, initially in the beginning, just why you see Solavi. This is my company, and I run this company from 2007. Solavi means sound, light, and video. And why I'm mentioning this is I'm going to talk about the technologies, but this is one of our token slogan, teamwork makes the dream work. Without the team, we couldn't build those fabulous exhibitions, those fabulous projects. And by team, I understand not only our internal team at Solavi, team, it means together. We, museum, shareholders, technology specialists, architects, content creators, historians, this is a team. And I call this team, and only teamwork makes the dream work when we all come together and sit around the one table and we start different discussions about pro and cons and how to build. Then I would say this is a win-win, and then it's just a win strategy how to create and how to build nice museums. Otherwise, if we stand alone or work internally in just in technology frame and then contents, and you have a lot of contents with text and pictures and hundreds and thousands, and how to put in one small PC and something. That's why I'm mentioning that. Yeah, and I'm happy that I can work with the various projects where I have met a lot of people, and believe me or not, I'm learning from these, from museums. So one day I'm learning about the cars, the second about the history, third anatomy. What else we have in our mind? Hydro power plants. Yeah, we have been in very various museums. So. Fashion, yes, art, of course, and yeah, literature, music, history, fishing industry, yes. So, yeah. So we are, team of passionate engineers and creative people. So we, with Solavi, we do this, and but yeah, today's topic not many about Solavi. But about the museums. In the Riga Muto Museum, what you heard, did you hear history, how it started, and what was the beginning? You heard something. All right, I will pass this. However, 4,500 square meters area. We were the lucky ones who win in a competition for the design, together with the team. And Motor Museum gave us a building, renovated building. They gave us how many? 400 cars, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, not they gave, they just told we have this is a building, there are the 400 cars. Do whatever you want, I will sign it. I have to look on this, do whatever you want. And within a frame, 2 years, yes, we won the best exhibition ever. So that was the beginning, and this is what you saw today. And we spent a lot of time together with the museums, with all those teams, to creating from the scratch everything. Museum gave us a car. They helped a lot of, definitely, to dividing the periods and what you saw, the Soviet period and other periods. But we worked closely together, day by day, creating all these things. And this is where we are. Technologies. I will talk about today and something futuristic. Augmented reality. I believe you have seen these things and you saw this chassis in the museum. And augmented reality, sometimes even we call this a mixed reality, because augmented reality, it means that or the purpose of this technology is that sometimes you cannot see or you won't see something extra within a real table, object or something, and then you have to draw and you add somehow. Within this technology, with the tablet or computer or camera, you can film the real object, real audience or something, and with the multimedia, with the computer graphics, you are adding some things. And for example, this is a chassis. Museum gave us a chassis. They already did a nice job. The story of the chassis is the purpose of the chassis is to demonstrate how the engine is working, and they already cut the engine into the parts. However, it's static. You cannot see how the cylinders are moving and what is happening on these cars. How to explain, how to show. And we thought that that would be a nice idea to show the real chassis with a tablet, and on the multimedia with the computer graphic we created the motor, and you can see how the suspensions are working and how the cylinders are moving. And within this technology you can help people to understand things that are static, that are fixed. Otherwise you have to either try to explain, have to draw, or usually the visualization sometimes is the best case. And you have seen the 6 tablets just around this, and you can see various aspects of the chassis. One more thing of this chassis is here you can see the body. If I'm correct, the body has gone. Everybody have seen only in the photos this body, but it's destroyed, or that was destroyed. So yeah, we illustrated that body. So when you turn your iPad onto the chassis, you can see the real body of this car. And this is an example or tool or one of the technology that you can think in a different way of the non-existing or partly existing tools or things that you can add something with the multimedia, with the technologies, helping to show how it was or how it could be into the future. Everybody, did you see in the realness, you saw this? Yeah? Yeah. And? Very good. That's good. Any questions about this? What do you think? Is it a future for this? Is it? Have you seen this? Do you think it could be useful in your exhibitions and other things? Just give me something. I will tell you my opinion, and then I will.
So what kind of team you have when you make, for example, these sculptures?
Team?
Yeah.
Team?
I'm just thinking how many people you need to just produce one quite simple thing, so, or is it simple? I'm not sure. Very simple, but still.
Regarding the team, we are 7 people, but this is, I would say, we talk about technologies only. We call this a hardware. By hardware, all those black ugly boxes, displays, projectors, things, cables, electricity, and something, this we call by the hardware. And the second theme consists of software. And software, guys, programs all these things what you see in the monitors. But this is not the end. We select appropriate equipment. For example, this, yes, chassis idea. Somebody have to be the creative. Somebody have to think and to decide what it will gonna be at the end of the day. And when it's done, so yeah, we have to select appropriate hardware. Then we in the team, we have a software creator, guys, who develop the software. They take the platform, yes, it's existing in the world. They pre-program some other things. And then the third guys are content creators. They draw or they visualize all these things. But what you see in the monitor, like I did the presentation, I selected the photos and something, they create, yeah, what you see in the monitors. I would say for one multimedia object, it might be enough, or it is more or less enough. Hardware, software, and the content. But usually we take the fourth part, it's integration into exhibition. Yes, we did the frame for this. For example, yeah, that was quite, we redesigned and we changed these brackets for 3 or 4 times. Why? Because of the children. They love to hang into these tablets. You can imagine children are quite different from the power and from the weight. It's like how you call this movement, yeah, when you just start from one point, yes, and you are happy, you can jump to the another. Imagine how creative we have to be to keep this in mind, because the point is it should be rotated. We could, or we can make it static. Metal, concrete, something really strong and heavy. but it should be rotated. Because yeah, the idea of this it's that you can rotate the tablet and you can see, and when it starts the movable parts, yes, we change this. So this is either we, engineers or technology specialists, either what you saw in the museums, usually equipment that's hidden. And I will show you later on the first part when you came into the exhibition. We call this long journey, how the car appears. I also like that the technology, it's not like here you see the typical screen, the speakers and the keyboards and something. Usually I love that the technology is hidden, that you don't see it. And we integrate into the furniture, into the walls, into the ceilings, that it's not hidden. Because as a visitor, I want to see environment, I want to see the place, I want to see the room. I don't want to see those, how I call the black ugly boxes. Sometimes they are visible, but usually we try to hide them. And this is the fourth part. It means like we call this furniture makers that they create those stands. They work with the wood, with the plastic, with the glass and metal, and they take. Again, we work together. We are helping them to design the stand, and again, quite interesting, because they make a furniture, we give them technology. Oh, it's nice, let's pack this monitor built into the furniture. Wonderful. What about the service? How are we gonna access them? About the ventilation, cleaning and other things. So again, it's quite interesting thing how to design this furniture that it functions in the right and appropriate way. Basically 3: hardware, software, content. If it's standalone, if it's something that like here you can do, or the fourth part. That is it. Minimum, I would say 3. Yeah.
We had an idea to work with augmented reality, but with persons. But the company that we had the dialogue with said that it was very hard to work with persons in the augmented reality. We wanted persons to come and walk or a scene played like a layer, but they couldn't do it. What do you say about having persons in the augmented reality?
Yes, and then we can start to have a real discussions about the problems. Let's call them problems, don't afraid these words. Let's call the problems or disadvantages in the technology world and world in a real life world when we have to mix the hardware or technology with the real world. And the point is that we can think about engineers, or maybe it could be easier for me, but I will try to explain to you. Technology persons or programmers or engineers, they think in the blocks or in like a project timeline ways. There's one function, we have to move to the step 2, to the third and something, and they design all those programs based on this if. It means I'm here, I will walk only that way, I will move only that way, and they create something like this. What happens in the real world? Have you ever seen something that, for example, for the touchscreen, that you have to touch screen like this? Not like this, like this, like this, like this, like something. And that gives us, or technology designers gives a huge challenges, how to design or build system technology, whatever it is, in appropriate way, that everybody can take the tablet, augmented reality or something, and use it, and it works. Your question starts or begins with the tablet itself. First of all, it's a simple tablet. It's a tablet who was developed. Actually, it's a very good tablet, no matter either Samsung or the Apple, the best tablets in the world. Actually, tablets are designed for the home users, for us, to make a multitask. Emails, photos, what we can do with the tablet. Actually, it hasn't been designed to run one program. What do you see over here? And it's actually, in the computer world, it's quite, they don't like this. They want updates, they want a different softwares and something. And actually it gives us a problem when it's running 24/7, only one software. This is the one thing. The second thing, just how you gonna give this tablet to your visitors. If you will give this tablet like this, what happens if it drops on the floor? What happens how to hide all the other icons, home button and all this, it's quite complicated. And at the end of the day, about the software, somebody can create a software, but in a real fixed environment. Like here, it's very sensitive on a light. If light changes, it doesn't work. What happens outside? It's a daylight, night, daylight, night. People, we are moving around. Usually the system is designed for 1 or 2 or 3 persons. But what happens if you come like here, 12 of you? Again, it's a problem. And this is actually quite interesting topic. I haven't seen still properly designed and program. And my opinion currently is that I don't like still the virtual and augmented reality, especially for the audience that is more than one. Virtual reality, yes, I can put my own glasses. I look quite interesting in this. I put the headsets, some ventilator is blowing the head hot air to me. I look quite interesting, but again, I can interact with the virtual reality because I'm alone. Over here as well, if you start to rotate it quite naturally, it will gonna give you some kind of errors because it's mostly made for do only like this. Let's say like press the touchscreen only like this. And that's why it's a quite interesting topic. And I also haven't seen, I have seen a lot of examples. Some of them works, some of them doesn't. And there are so many aspects that that influence this technology. This is, I would guess, that's why your partners, they told that it's couldn't be impossible. I don't say that it's not possible. Everything is possible. We are flying to the moon and back, and we do a lot of crazy things. But technology, budget, and other things, and usually it's really limited. And continuing with this topic, the second thing is kinetics. Have you seen those when you can, with the gestures, you can move and you can play or something? Really wonderful and nice thing. Have you seen them working properly? Have you felt ever that stupid feeling myself, like, oh yeah, really, I don't understand. I want to hide and I don't want to interact with this. Really? The same as me? Every time I'm using the Kinect, it's so annoying. You have to put your hand. I'm putting my hand, so why it's not stable? It's rotating. I'm trying to keep it like this. It's still rotating over there. I can't catch this button on the screen, etc., etc. And again, because of the technology, it has been made for the home use. But when, and again, it's developed. No, again, I have seen a lot of good examples when I'm alone, standing in the front of the screen and keeping all of you away. My friends, my family, and something say, don't come here, and then it works quite fine if it's just one ambient light and one sound. And please don't come together with me. Is it a natural thing? No. Usually we come together, we want to play together and something. This is with those new technologies, both Kinect or both augmented reality. So I guess here in the museum we did it 90% good. Apart from the charging. Yes, this is also a problem for the tablet. I've told that somebody can broken and throw it away. Charging. It's made like our phones. Yeah, that you charge it for 7 hours and you disconnect it. It's not like you are charging 24/7 and yeah.
I was thinking about that software if you have accessibility problems, if you are in a wheelchair or you have eyesight problems.
Yeah.
Because the permanent exhibition is quite dark anyway, so it gives you a challenge if you have some kind of eyesight problem. And then, all the tablets are, it's not on the screens, and of course there are some audio, really lively audio sounds, of course, but that was quite challenging anyway. So is it some kind of that you can skip the color parts, or you can make it more easier a person if you Because it's so virtual.
It is, it's really, I agree. Usually what we do, yes, we try to make it as simple as possible. However, yes, wheelchair. Personally, you have experienced that somehow I've loved to touch my phone. And if somebody gives his or her phone, it's somehow unnatural to take in the hands, and not of the Higan, but so it's like not my personal. And the same thing happens with tablets. It's something in my hands. I want to free my hands, and this is one thing. What we do, yes, we try to make the life as easy as possible. Put in the bracket, make simple software and other things. But if it's impossible, we try to find another way, because the purpose of this is what? To show non-existing things. Then we think in another way. The purpose or the answer we have to find is how to show non-existing body onto the chassis. And then, yes, it could be virtual or augmented reality. If it's not impossible, we say it's not the best tool. We try to think maybe we can put projectors. Maybe we can just put a simple screen and give the same function or the same idea using other methods, using other technologies, using other, what else do we have? Because to keep in mind the purpose. I have seen a lot of wrong examples. Then the technology comes in the first. Yes, we want augmented reality. We want augmented reality. What you gonna do with this? I don't know. We want augmented reality. That's good. Here we are. This is augmented reality. Where we can hang, how we gonna charge, but we want augmented reality. This is something I see in the technology world somehow wrong. The first thing is what we have to do with this. What do we want to achieve? Because we want this wall red. We can do this with the projector. We can do this with the lamp. We can color it with simple paint. We can glue some fabric in the front of this. We have several ways to achieve these things. So this is what we do within the technologies. Anything else? I like this, go ahead. Because I've stopped it in the first slide. We have only 145, no, I'm joking. Photo booth. You saw them, did you try it? Did you send the pictures? This is something. Yeah, so everybody knows in the Scandinavia now they receive a lot of pictures and it's flowing around. Yeah, it's quite interesting, and again, quite simple thing. Photos, either in the cameras or tablets, we do whatever. Basically, it came with this idea. It started with the idea, yes, we want to somehow interact with the people, and it would be nice that you can see your pictures and videos and send and share with friends. And we decided that, yeah, when there's a car, and what to do? Just to stand in the front of a car, and we started to discover what kind of car it is. And we received the materials from the museum that car was used in the parades. That was main event in the Soviet Union, like in the National Day, yeah, in the front of, next to the river Daugava, next to the palace, official parades, and usually not me, but the government, very important gentlemen, they were standing into the cars and they were waving to the audience. And I thought, oh, what if I could be in that car and wave to the audience to do, because that wasn't impossible. It's in those years it was just stand in a kilometer of this, don't touch, don't see and anything, never ever. So that would be interesting, just to sit in. But Andres told, no, you cannot get into the car. It's, yeah, because the car is unique, and you could just imagine that kids or everybody will start. Yeah. And actually, I have heard this is getting into the cars or touching the objects. It gives them a lot of trouble. We have installed several alarm systems, actually, to the most important cars. Quite intelligent alarm system. I guess you didn't experience this, but when you get closer to this, it's nothing. When you touch it, beep. When you touch it strong, it's beep, beep, beep. And when you touch it like this, then the signal goes to the security, and yeah, the guy please be careful. They don't do anything else but just say you are thousands and thousands of touches, and it's quite unique. However, yeah, you cannot get into the car, and then we decided with the system that there's a camera with a ring that you can stand over here. Usually you have to stand in the front of the green screen. I usually have seen in television something. Why again green? It's not. You don't see any green colors apart of Solavi somewhere in exhibition. Why green? And then we find the material that is gray, that it looks the same like the booth. Usually you need the lights on the person, and you need the background. And we found the technology that actually that green light, it could be over there. This green ring gives you that effect that it keys. By keying, it means they cut out only the person, and it hides away everything what you can see in the MacBooks and other computers. And yeah, we changed the technology and put it over here. There's a camera, there's a green thing, and you stand. We have to say definitely red circle somewhere over here, and you can stand. You just press the button, and you see we did, let's say, the twice double programming, and you see your screen, your image, together with the computer created car that moves, and you have this effect that you can wave to the audience. And the system takes a couple of pictures. What you can choose, because somewhere you are like here, like that, and you can choose your favorite one, and then you can send to your friends. I see the people like this. I know the people are sending a lot of. Yeah, that could be, yes, because they know quite well still nowadays, yeah, that those events, and yeah. Sorry?
Not accessible position.
Yeah, definitely. So again, this is a purpose of technology, that you told that you want to drive or interact with the cars. This is something we helped. One of the things how we help, how you can at least see yourself into that car. Problems with this. I want to tell again about some problems or things you have, or everybody we have to keep in mind. And I'm saying this again. I've told it yesterday. I hate computers, the same as tablets. I said this regular computers, because computer in that meaning that regular computer that you can take from the shelf. Whereas the simple Windows, and you can do, because there are a lot of computers, even the tablets and iPhones, and all these are computers even over here. But I'm talking about those computers that you can just go to the shop and buy, because it's just a regular computer with nowadays Windows 10 software. And yes, there are some times that programmers say I need only Windows 10 and simple computer, that I can create this program based on this. But Windows and 10 and simple computer gives a lot of headaches. Andre is agree with me. Here in the museum you saw 150 displays, 30 projectors, I would say roughly 300 network devices, small things, and some 4, 5, 6 computers. Yes, you cannot build this quite complicated software and system not using computers or other methodology. You have to use them, but this is the one thing where there is a computer. Yes, there is a built computer. The programmers spent enormous hours, but again, Windows is Windows. They're pushing you the updates. They want to change things, and they want to give you a lot of troubles. This is everywhere, and you can't do anything. It means you can, but you have to go to either Bill Gates, either unfortunately the Steve. We cannot meet it anymore. You have to go to those two gentlemen. If we are so important and we can meet them, yes, let's go. Let's find him and say, listen, please disconnect those functions that we don't need. But it's for the mass. They will not do this. It's a typical Windows. It's really complicated. The industry is working for this, try to avoid, but Windows 10 and future, it's not promising anything good. I have example about the programmers. If it would be possible for me to involve their world programmers, software creators, that I would change them room. Imagining the programmer, you wake up in the morning, you go to whatever to make a coffee, and the coffee machine is not there. It's on the right side of the corner. Why? Okay, it's on the right side. You try to push it on, but it doesn't work because the buttons are changed. Actually, your favorite black coffee machine, it's nowadays in orange. You understand what I'm talking about? A software, what they create daily. Why they are changing? They are improving. They are not improving. They are actually annoying us, trying to say that they improve, but yeah, those updates, they change the icons, they change the colors. Why? And this happens, and this we have to keep in mind, developing systems and computers. In the museum world, yeah, sometimes simple computer, you will have those pop-up messages, those blue screens and something, but this is, thank you for the Bill and Steve and other things. They're doing great job, but yeah, this computers gives and will give, no matter when and how far we will go, it will give us problem. Not the best example, but when we heard about those 2 airplanes, those crashes, half of the year ago, and when I heard that sentence, yes, they found out the problem of this, but they've told, yes, we found the problem, and we will upload the new firmware. It means just a simple update to the big airplane. Oh yeah, then I started to think about in what world we live. This is the same like updating our tablets. This is something computer world technologies. Go ahead. Want to ask something? Anything interesting? This is what I really like. I hope you the same. This is the first entrance, the first view I believe you saw when you came in the museum. We call this long journey, how the car arrived. And talking about technologies, we used 1, 2, 3, I guess 4 different ways how to tell that story. And here in this wall, you see there are a lot of monitors. I've told you that you need hardware, then you need the software, then you need the content, and you need the furniture. Actually, this is what you can see over here. Those monitors inside, they are with the different shapes. But behind the wall, this is a regular monitor, which is just covered by the wooden part of this. And it gives nice impression to the audience that, oh, how it could be. They really gutted the monitor, how they can make a circle and other things. You can see the monitors. Then you can see the projections on the top of this. And they are synchronized together with the motor on all this metal body. What you saw, it's synchronized together. Again, you see that there is a projection on the surface and the display behind. It gives you one image. The third thing, these are those texts or the text boxes that are only illuminated. And there is a graphic where you can see there are some parts, I guess over here, this is a graphic, just a painted graphic of this. And again, using a different ecologies, we created atmosphere, feeling, and in introduction of the museum. And it's not interactive. You can just walk and see. But again, in very different ways, from the very different positions, we looked around technologies and their methods. With the content, very beginning, quite complicated was to develop the content. The first, we have to talk about cars. It's a non-existing content. We have to draw this, make a movie, even we couldn't take the materials or film or pictures of this. We have to draw all these things. How that was, how many, 10,000 years ago when the first people started to rotate something, and it begins over there. Here you can see the first engines. Yes, they're already movies 100 years ago. That is something existing materials. But yeah, method of using technologies. In the museums, usually it's we've called this a conference room, but it's a multifunctional rooms. I believe you have something the same. At least, is it a classroom or conference room? Something. Museum is that place that you have to give a presentations, and you can rent it. You can create an events over there. Yeah, in the museum I hope you saw this room. It's a multifunctional room. You can open the walls. You can make it with the lights green, whatever colors. A lot of events are happening in this in this room, and this is something. Classroom. Did you see the classroom 1 floor down? Again, just graphic design. Museum. You can. Come with your kids and get a bicycle, a license for the bicycle. You can have an exam over here. And yeah, like in motor museum, we designed a thought that would be a nice idea to create just a city view, no interactions, no projections, and just with the paintings on the wall. How it is? Am I too fast? Am I too boring? Am I too late? How much time? 15 minutes. It's just there. Then I will run quite quickly. Is it interesting? Just ask something if you really want to hear. Maybe, yeah, this is another thing. This is historical heritage built in 30th centuries in the city of Ventspils, 200 kilometers from Riga. And very interesting, if here in the Motor Museum that was renovated building, it's a really castle, 30th century castle. Not about the ceilings into this room, but in the one room next over here you don't see. Yeah, I've got not like a penalty, but I've told when you are gonna remove these old ceilings. They told don't touch. It's 13th century. Technologies into that kind of buildings, built technologies inside of that kind of buildings. It's I'm looking on this as if I'm building the ship into the bottle. You can imagine. First of all, yes, with the real deep understanding of the building itself. Don't cut anything. Don't make the cables into the walls about the screws and all the other things. We have to be really careful. This is monument. This is the 30th century. Otherwise, we will destroy this. And again, it's quite interesting how the new or the modern technologies we can use in those heritage buildings. And this is, for example, we call this not even a cinema room. You can watch a movie on this floor for the different periods of this. You can just sit and watch on the movie. But yeah, I've been involved with a lot of. This is a castle, quite big. Let's say the building. I've been involved in the historical buildings that the rooms are quite small. You remember some 100 years ago, and we were in Estonia National Museum in Tartu. Again, those small buildings with the small rooms and something, and we want the big images and something we want to show. It's really quite tricky and interesting how to bring inside the big technologies or the projectors or the tools in those small rooms. And it's really like big ship in the small bottle, and with the small neck that you can just get access to some things. But quite interesting. Just a sound, the projector over there. From the content, we made it a little bit interesting, so we cut it out the doors and those furniture. That the projection is not over here because the door sometimes it's open, sometimes closed. But you can just sit and watch movie with the sound and feel this atmosphere of the 13th centuries. A chimney. Yes, here is a Kinect system, but the main thing was, again, something interesting. The museum wanted some game, and we advised them to create a puzzle. It's not this image, but actually this is the end of the puzzle. The beginning of the puzzle, it consists of several objects. And yes, here we used, I mentioned Kinect system with the gestures that you can stand in the front of the chimney and just with your hand you can take the right side of the right part of the puzzles and make a real puzzle. The interesting thing is that this is a chimney. Where and how to put those all black ugly boxes. And we found this is one nice German company. They produce the hologram glass. Actually, when the projector or the system is off, it's a pure transparent glass because it's a real chimney. It's not a wood from the 30th centuries. It's quite new, but again, it's a real chimney, and you have to see what is inside. So when it's off, you can see it's really behind, but when it's on, you can see this nice image. When the system is off, you actually, it's like just a glass covering. You cover something that don't touch. It's something very valuable and important. Yeah, but we used in a different way. There's a hologram foil in between two glasses that when you project in a certain angle, you can see the image. But when you look it through, you can make it clearable. It's a glass, and nowadays it's a switchable screen or smart screen. I guess this is the right name of this product. It's a foil. You can put it on the glass, and when it's off, it's like a covered. When it's on, it makes your glass transparent. Again, even in the meeting rooms, even in the bathroom, you can make a glass wall, and then you can put in the foil of this, or some other things that you can play and interact. You switch it on, switch it off, and put the projector on this. Kinect, yes, of course. For me alone, yes. Together with my friend, partly, yes. All of us together, unfortunately. Lightning conditions are controlled, yes, but again, it's a Kinect. It cannot recognize 1, 2, or 20, or how we're gonna play with this. Projector inside, over here behind of the wood. Projector through the 2 mirrors. One of them you can see over here. Within 2 mirrors, just to get the picture of their back, because physics is physics. We can change everything apart of physics. Yeah. To get this image and movable system to service and to clean this. So we take it out and we step inside into the chimney and we clean everything. And yeah, quite expensive glass, quite big. Be careful of the measurements before you want to get it inside of the 13th century castle. In new buildings, we have really, not here in the museum, but in concert halls and other things, we are removing the windows, and we find the right ways of the 12 or 20 meters wide screens, and this is quite big. Through the doors, sometimes it's impossible. By the way, even here in the museum with this unit, that it's movable height and with the wheels, and we have to measure the doors because they are pushing into the other doors. Sometimes measurements or yeah, the dimensions make sense.
Is this the same glass that you used on level 0 for the red
Kā lieta, niin imansista. Tässä oli.
That was almost the same, but yeah. Because downstairs they are not so clean. They are not so clearly visible. Actually, it's a foil. You can, there's a glass that's purely transparent, and then when you put the foil, you can choose. It's a semi-transparent or it's non-transparent. Again, with the foils, and downstairs it's, I would say, the semi-transparent. It's not like over here. It's the companies or producers, they said it's 100% transparent. By 100% transparent, we are 100% transparent. We don't see those waves that are flying in front of us, but we are 100% transparent. When it's a foil between us, it's not 100% transparent. We see this foil, and yeah. But again, they try to say it's 99.99% transparent. But again, we see this foil, and within foils, carefully, because and the projections. It's nice that you want a glass over here in the front of you. You want a projection on this, but the projection, it's a light. It goes through the glass and through the foil. It means you will visible image. You will see the image on the glass, and if the projector is over here, you will see the image on the floor. Then to avoid this, we try to rotate this upside down. If there is a black ceiling or the black carpet on the floor, yes, it's fine. And I will show you later on. Actually, I guess this is the slide. Let me say this one. It's a projection on air. This is something futuristic technology. It's a projection on air. It's not mud. It's not dust. It's not fog. It's a projection on air. And talking about the transparency and the projections and the foils, the projector is over here. Yeah, this is the view when you enter the doors of the castle. Of course, we have to hide the image that is on the floor because there's even no glass, no something. It's really transparent, and you have the same barrier on the floor. But let me show you. It looks like this. What do you think? Scary, isn't it? and imagine. Actually, this is not a view. What you see when you enter the doors, when you open the doors, you don't see anything. You see this, let's say, the black bundle, black curtain, and something. And if you don't know this, there's a big old doors, and you open the doors, you step inside into the castle, and the sensor recognizes you, and then that warrior comes out, like you saw in the video. He comes out like this, with a nothing, and actually there's a sound. You can hear all those, how he's with the metal body, he's stepping inside, and he welcomes you into 30th century castle. Kids are screaming, running through this. What do you think about the older generation? They are going like this, quite politely, trying to avoid this. But talking about, let's say, the future, about some things, interactions, some technology, this is, yeah, something people really love and something people really like. However, quite complicated to integrate again into the museums. Why? Because this is the air. There are a lot of ventilators. It takes air from something. It takes air from the ground, from the room. This is the main entrance. A lot of dust. Yeah, there's a water pipe as well. Again, physics is physics. No pure air, to be honest with you. If I have to talk about, I'm not a hologram maker. I'm talking honestly about what it is. Yes, there's a little bit there, adding a little bit water on this, because there should. Yeah, it. If you project something here in the room, you will not see anything. Only the reflection. You need a surface. Either the skies or something, surface, and surface could be the water, and surface could be a dust, surface could be anything. In the concerts, you have seen why they are pushing you the fog, because you see the line from the lamp, from the projector until the end. Otherwise, you will not see this. You need some surface, and yes, they add a little bit water. That surface, this water is a surface on this air, and. The water should be very clean. The filtering system inside the dust, and actually you have to clean it, I would say, twice a day. Yes, on the one hand, very, very nice, very impressive, very unique thing, unique technology from the United States, and engineers created this. However, maintenance, how many people? 100 per year. 100,000, yes, per year or something. You can imagine all these things, something unique, something valuable, something wow, but in real life, I wouldn't install it in very many places. If it's for some temporary things, yes, I could show this, but this is one more aspect when we talk about technologies in museums. We have to think that museum, and we have to keep in mind, museum, Riga Motor Museum, from the 10 until 6 p.m. every day. Weekends are only the Christmas holidays, and yeah.
3 days per year.
Again, when it means the project museum, okay, it's a different level of equipment, and again, it comes from the budget. Usually we have to think and find the right way how to choose and select and what to do with the long terms, but yeah. Like here in motor museums, it's not 24/7, but it's 8 hours per day, and it's quite tough for the electronics and for the systems. So yeah, this is you. So let me have short video break for me and you, just to watch a video.
Mēs paši to jūtam, ka šīs mūsu monētas gandrīz katra, var teikt, ir oriģināls mākslas darbs.
Uzmanīgi gaisā. Nu, tas būs 1 vai 0. Tas tur ir. Man ļoti labi bezgalīgi.
Domāju, ka mēs visi varam būt laimīgi, ka mums nekad nav bijusi mazvērtības kompleksi parādot savu naudu.
It's a transparent display.
Ar kādiem līdzekļiem, kādiem instrumentiem darboties, ir svarīgi, ko tu gribi pateikt. Kā akmeni mazliet pārvietot, vai esmu jāuztaisīt mazliet gaudai nāk faktu. Viņš mazliet varbūt aktīvāks, būs dzīvāks.
Te ir viena zivs. Tā kā lasis uz monētas, bet tā nav lasis. Tāda ir tā mana pasaule. Tagad tas jūsu uzdevums ir zīmēt savu pasauli, bet zīmējiet savu pasauli. Nu, lai jums sanāk.
That was a temporary exhibition about our coins. It was only for 3 months, and we created this in a nice, let me say, also the palace. But what is the most interesting over here? We also designed a lot of interesting things. Like, for example, this is a speech of the. Some of them, we were happy about our local currency. We call this latti. Some of you, I would say, some of you still are happy using your own currency. Some of us, we are using another currency. Whatever, that was about our own currency. A lot of artists, sculptures, sculpture makers, if it's the right meaning, they created what you can see on the currency, and especially for the coins. There was a special collection within coins. That was not like a daily used, but you can buy those coins with art on this. And actually, this exhibition is about the national currency. And these are the artists. It's a, let me say, virtual discussion between them. They are telling how they created that coin or that art. How we did this. We took each of them here in this room, and we filmed that person. And actually the person was speaking alone. He even didn't know that the rest of the 3 will be standing next to him. And then we put the monitors, and then we create a movie, and when you look this, it looks like that, for example, this gentleman is talking and rest of them are listening to them. But it wasn't in a reel. It's on a reel. It was put together. Again, vertical speaker system inside, turn like this. That it gives you impression it's almost the full body of the person over here. Maybe you saw a coin. A coin, it's a hologram. It's a really hologram. And there was one special coin. It's like, what is the name of, not a button, but with the circles of this plastic. It's not English name of button, yeah. Yeah, it's a button with the circles. And actually one artist created the coin as button, and there was those circles, and we created you saw this this link. We created the hologram. There's a physical object inside, and you see the image is floating around this. It's a real three-dimensional hologram that you can put, I don't know, empty glass inside, and you can create some visual effects on this. People really love and liked this object. Why we know this? Because those glasses were scratched from all sides, and we realized that everybody wants to how it's made, how it's possible. So what it is? So why do I see that there's a real object? It's a real object, and why do I see the image on this? And the glass was really scratched. We call this a 3D prism. Yeah. You saw the room with a lot of kids. This gentleman, he's demonstrating how to draw the coins. Classroom, virtual classroom, but it's not alive. We recorded him again. He was sitting, you see the doors. It's a monitor. It's not like a transparent, it's a monitor. We removed the monitor, put the chair, and we made a movie of him. And then you can just select who you want. Number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, and he gives you lectures. You can see even that the table is continuing. And he's just like me standing in front of you. He's giving you the lectures, how to draw, what to draw, how he sees the world and something. Again, simple thing with some playback device with a monitor, but then creative idea how and what to do. I wouldn't say it's not very expensive. Just imagination, what we can achieve and what we can do with this. This was about Latvia's bank. It's our national bank, and I guess we are almost finished. And I want to show you our latest installation we did in Cēsis Castle. It's also 100 kilometers over here. I would say semi-temporary. It's in old, I would say, again, it's a 13 or 12. The castle, it's 12th or 13th century castle. Quite, you're gonna see how it looked like. And we made a multimedial story in an old building, telling in 10 minutes the story of the city castles from the 12th century until nowadays into the 10 minutes with video projections. So if you have time in Latvia, I would advise to go there. It's really something, and I would love to finish this, with what I see. This could be some kind of future projections on the different surfaces, on the buildings, on this, that you don't spoil the room, don't install any screens or something, but you can restore the drawings or show some images on the walls. And especially, and again, on the Ventspils castle you saw before that old, we found out it's a 30th century castle. Nowadays you are making an exhibition over there, and the question is, what kind of period are you going to show? Today. Are you going to show 100 years ago, 200 years ago, 300, etc., etc.? And every those centuries, that room looked like different. There was for different purposes. And I haven't seen answers that somebody could say, we will do like this nowadays, or as it was in the very beginning. And I would say the projection nowadays is the only way how we can show the difference. If the room is as it is today, and we show with the projections on the walls, on the floors, on the ceilings, color, show those paintings to how that room looked like. 12th century, 30s, 40s. And I mean, here in this Cēsis, I hope we did this and we tried to make best, and we created the Cēsis multimedial story. it's this. Yeah, so basically it's looked like this. We came into the empty room that was without the heating, without electricity, without nothing. There was just a wooden floor. The only thing we were allowed and we accepted that we build these wooden constructions. We attached them to the existing floor because it was created some 2 years ago. It was, yeah, accepted. We don't touch nowhere to the walls, and we made this ceiling circle where to hang the equipment and to hide the cables, so we don't touch anything. And yeah, we made it's almost 270-degree projection. You can see it on the floor, you can see it on the walls, and you can see it on the ceiling. And the most interesting is that we worked together with the director of the museum, with the historian, and he gave us detailed story, and he made a lot of changes. It's not like we came over there and we made show movie over this. He was really precise. Actually, over here you see the timeline. What happened in 1279? What happened then and what happened then until the nowadays? He first of all he gave this information to the content creators, and on the other hand he made a lot of changes because yeah, he told there were candles. Okay, that's nice. Let's take from the digital world or something. Let's draw the candles. No, the candles doesn't look like in those days. We have to change the candles. Yeah, and at the end of the day, yeah, because we have to draw anything that he gave us in a written flags on all the other things. No, it wasn't in those days. No, you have to change the corner on the other things, as you might know. We accepted all these things. It's not just a show movie. It's really detailed, precise story, year by year by year. And actually, he told that no, that the time goes too fast. In that year already, that time frame finished, or the war started in this year. So we adjusted these things. But at the end of the day, yes, in almost 7 minutes, with the, it's not a real sound. There is an original sound inside of the building, but within this, how we created, we started with the scanning. We scanned all the room, the ceilings and the floor, and actually with the scanner we take the texture, we see in our program, we see every brick. It's not just we took a projectors and put it on over there. We scanned all the room, and based on this room, then we put the layers over this. There is a one short moment where you can see every brick is almost colored or shaped around, so we can see entire room. And we can then we can start to play with the 3D because there's a chimney on the left-hand side, and this is everything we scanned. Then we created that movie on top of this, and then we project this. So quite, I wouldn't say unique, but in that way that you tell the story, a real history of that palace, of that monument, of that castle. It's, yeah, I hear from the people that they do really like this. And from the technology wise, why undertold it's a temporary, there's no heating. There's, yeah, we delivering electricity, but that's it. They are thinking about the winter period when it be in the minuses, and humidity will rise. So still we don't know what to do. On the other hand, there are laser projectors. And laser projectors nowadays give us a bigger possibilities. That with the laser projectors, they are more useful for the dirty environments, for the temperature beings. And again, here in the Riga Motor Museum, those 3 years ago, the laser projector still was quite expensive. And it's just a calculation of how long hours are you using these projectors. But nowadays, I would say, the laser projectors, it's today, it's future. As in the lighting systems, LED lights. This is today. You even can't find the old regular lamps, but in the projector world, I would say the laser projector. This is something. It turns on fast and it's quite reliable, and it's long term. It's 20,000 hours. It means if you run this 24/7, it lasts for 6-7 years. You just switch it on and forget it about this. This is something, and you can rotate it in very different positions. So we made it over there, but. This is what you see, technology-wise, laser projectors, media players, sound system, and media server. It's a hardware and software. When they arrive with an idea 1 month before the opening, and ask, guys, can you please? Open season is starting already. July 1st, we went to opening. That was the last days of the April. They arrived us and told, it's not just a delivery of technology, it's a project, these are measurements. But the most interesting thing was we lived in that castle week. We were sitting in the front of this. There was all equipment, all these media servers. We lived there. It was 4 a.m. when we decided every night or every morning. That was sometimes really wonderful. I got all the keys of the castle. I was the master and commandant for all the doors, because the time frame was really short, and sometimes we finished at 4 a.m. It's quite impressive. Then you can work in these environments. You know this for your museums, but for me or for other persons who are not so close to the museums, yes, that you can step out and alone to be at 4 a.m. in museums, and you can talk with the previous visitors or previous guests or owners of this castle. So we didn't hear and saw anything, but however, there is one screen still, you don't see it over there. It's a real projection. There was like a gate, and we covered this by the screen, and we put the projector inside, and there was one not so visually nice thing what happens in the middle of the 30s 40s centuries, where what they did with the people if they were guilty or something. They just click. We made a movie of this and you can see, because that was real happening over there. No, it's not so bloody or red as it was in real, but however, there was a mannequin. There was that head in real size, and when we delivered to the Cesis, it was put on the front seat of the car, fixed by the seating belts, so he was sitting. And the last picture when we finally finished last night before the opening, 6 or 7 a.m. So we came out of this, so we took a selfie of this, keeping that our friend with us, with our team. So quite interesting, quite nice project. And if you are still here or next time you're gonna be, definitely just go and watch. So those changes, the old together with the new, with the future, I guess this is something I like and you would like. Some more pictures of how it's over there. The windows, sometimes there's windows. Actually, this is the beginning, grass, and it starts with the night. We have to show that how they built the tower. And this is a night, this is a grass, the moon, and actually it's a real feeling that you are somewhere outside, and with those night noises, in the summer, how it's those small green animals, I forgot the name, but it gives you this. It's really impression, and then they start to build the tower. Quite sensitive, quite emotional, and quite nice. I'm finished. Thank you. this is me if you want to find me somewhere in the our lonely planet that you call the globe. Yeah.
So thank you, Ines, for this fantastic story about museums around Latvia. I think the discussion just started and it will be continued. The main task for museums is to keep people and pay attention to values and teamwork of software, hardware, content, and the main force integration people, because it's nowadays important how to integrate all these things. And most thing I think is to keep personal touch to everything, because people will be interested in the museums if they will feel personally touched after visiting the museum. So it's main task of everybody here. And thank you for small present, souvenir of Riga Museum. You see the personal touch, the flowers on the cup of the morning coffee.
Wonderful. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. Anything comes in your mind, just what you saw, please ask. I'm really happy to give you answers about maybe something from your experience, maybe something you still want to find, something I didn't touch.
About this exhibition, how this virtual classroom works? How does it work? I mean, because the teacher is virtual, it's not real. How we can control the pupils and students and
They can't interact, yes.
Can the audience ask questions? Maybe.
He can, in the same way as an actor on a stage, in an opera or in a theater. Actually, this example also is in my mind. There are two ways, and actually there are a lot of levels how we let me allow people to do something in our museums. And the one of this is what I see, and it's not like a right or wrong, and it consists of several, but one of this I see is like in opera. Imagine opera or theater. It's really easy for the artist to think about their show, because we, visitors, sit in the right place, numbered rows. We don't move, we don't talk, we don't eat sometimes, and we don't interact with them, and we don't say go on the left hand side and something other things. This is one of the things we can create in museums, like a show, like a movie, where we just sit and look. This is the example of this. It's a movie. It's a real movie, and it's in a 10 or 15 minutes he slowly describes. Actually, he's creating a drawing, and the idea of this is create your own. It's not like giving you examples. It's not like a classroom saying go step 1, step 2. He is giving impression. He is trying to advise you, and actually he is showing his way. He draws. He's drawing his own coin and his own art. So you cannot ask the questions, you cannot interact. It's yeah. Technology-wise, it's just a one movie. The same as you saw that bus in the ground floor where there was projection on a window, and did you find the driver? What you can saw only in the mirror. It's also the display. This is something the same. It's just you step inside. Yeah, museum can select the 3 languages. There was hidden buttons. They can select in Latvia, English and Russian. But yeah, sometimes you need to allow touch screens, giving them information into the touch screens where I can do something. Physical movements, when we are allowing people in the museums to interact somehow. It could be possible as well. By the way, I've seen this in the social media. I don't know who did it, but quite interesting. thing with monitors and with the interactive and with the linking together. Whatever, different museums, different cities, different countries. What they did, they installed big monitors in the center of the most commonly known cities. There was Paris and Venice. What you see is big doors standing in the front of in the center of the city. When you open the door, and actually there's some description or something invites you to just go and open. Why? There was in the front of the center standing in the doors. And you open the doors, inside there was a monitor with a camera. The same doors are both in Paris and in Venice. And in both sides, somebody is opening the doors. And when you open the doors, what you see? You see that side, and there's somebody also somehow afraid, somehow what will gonna happen, what is behind those doors, and they're opening those, and they can start to wave, they can start to interact with each other, to say hello, greetings from the Paris. I'm sorry, I don't know French, but non-Italian, but you can start just to wave and just to link it to each other. This is also one thing where we were yesterday in airport Riga. We started the discussion how we can link. You were there and you saw this. How we can link these museums, those worlds, even the countries together, because we are doing the same job. And we are linked the same. The Baltic Sea links us. It's crossing and it's between us. But again, it's a link, and we have a history. We have so very many common things that we can link together.
Another small personal touch for Andres from Rapallo Museum of Riga collection. Oh, yeah, thank you. And also the morning coffee. Now?
I guess we are slowly getting to the time of the lunch. I'll be there, please, whatever. Yeah, I'm still. Yeah, I will be there, so I can join you and announce for something. But it's Thank you very much. You were the best audience I have ever seen. You were so polite, so friendly, so smiling. So I'm really happy to be together with you. Thank you very much.